Hello friends, welcome to day 13 of the React tutorial. So not React tutorial of a free web development camp. I'm going too much React nowadays, so that's why. So this is the day 13. If you are new to this channel, I am taking a tutorial series for which will help anyone to become a web developer from the past 12 weeks. So every weekend I used to take, there was a little break, but I am back again, and every week I take this. So we'll start in the next 5 minutes. So let me tell a bit about this series. What was the, why did I started because see, I want nowadays I see means everybody wants to be a web developer, but they don't know where to start. So it's not very difficult to start as a web developer. Means you need to know HTML, CSS, JavaScript. I know, yeah, JavaScript is very tough, and we have gone through that all. But to be a real web developer means not a real means to get a job. Actually, you need react.js, and no degree and anything is required. Even in India, means I know many startups in which you just uh, should be hardworking. Not coding is not that tough. You just need to be hardworking. mm, you should know, you should learn the technologies, and react.js is on fire. You have, if you know react.js, nothing else matter. So that's why now we are ending this with react.js. And if we, but as I told earlier, the basics are very important. HTML, CSS, and JavaScript are very important, because or else you won't understand react.js, especially with the JavaScript, because it's a JavaScript library, as this is also telling. So mm, let me tell so one more thing is that I want to tell that please like this video so that it can reach to more people. That's only the way I will be able to help more people. So the main reason of this channel, even my channel, if you come to my channel, the main reason is to help people. So let me take you through my channel actually. So actually this is my channel, the web dev. I am doing so much for the past 6 months. So but I only have 334 subscribers. Please, so whoever watches this, please do subscribe to my channel, because it helped me do content like this. I am trying for the past 6 months, and I am producing tutorial almost every day. And live streaming, weekly live streamings are also there. So if you go through my videos in the past 6 months, I produce more than 140 videos. So you have, and I keep on producing like series as means. And right now my series will also be complete. Means what by complete means, so if you want to be a web developer, what do you need to do? Come here to my channel, start with this series, HTML and CSS. Okay, so start with this series and go through it. So I go through HTML and CSS, and go through some basic sites. Then flexbox is there, some basic site with flexbox. Grid is there. So in today's world, it's very important to know flexbox and grid. They're much easier than bootstrap and all. Okay, then some more examples. So I do a lot of projects also. So some projects are there, then some CSS series is there. So start with this. Okay, and then after that, uh, go to this series. Go to this series. This is also very good series, JavaScript crash course for beginners. So you will learn everything about JavaScript here, and async await, and even the advanced JavaScript I'm going to teach. Means everything is there. And then, as always, there are a lot of very good projects. Projects are also there, including a DOM. As I always say, it's good to learn JavaScript first. Then after that, you should come here. Means do some JavaScript. Before the JavaScript projects also, you should do this modern ES6. So ES6 is very much required, and it is that means the JavaScript which is released in 2015, and it is very much required, a prerequisite for React. So you go through it. It is a very good course which I have created. Initially I thought to put it on Udemy, but I had given it on my channel. So please do come here. And then after that, there are right now there are some JavaScript projects also, so you can go through that to revise your JavaScript. All the JavaScript you can revise. Oh, I'm sorry for one thing. Actually, I just saw that I'm not sharing my screen. Okay. So now I am sharing my screen. Actually, I'm sharing my pic only. So I think now you will be able to. Right now, I don't have two monitors set up. That's why. Okay. So let me go again. So this, you come to my web channel, the web tab, and this is how you will learn everything. Means I was telling that first, uh, do this HTML crash course, HTML and CSS. Then after this JavaScript, vanilla JavaScript. Then this ES6. Then this converter. Then this JavaScript projects are there. Do this, and then after that move to this ReactJS tutorials. So it's a very big tutorial, and I have tried to complete everything in ReactJS. Everything, every small things are there. So this is a very good tutorial. After that, you move to this React hooks tutorials. Okay, so this is also again means hooks, as you all know, means we will soon cover React.js today. So hooks is the way to learn React, or to start a new project you should do it with hooks. And I have some random front end mentor thing also, in which I covered. Front end mentor is good site to uh, do HTML and CSS, learn HTML and CSS. Okay, then I have a YouTube player series, which is also very good series, in which we create a YouTube player in React. So learn it after that, and it is all class based. So you should know class based React also. And today we are going to do the class based React only. Okay, so that is there. And in fact, if you want to learn everything means quickly, you can go to my live streamings also. Means live streaming, I tried to cover everything which is there in the weekly live streaming in the 12. But as you might know, it is shorter than all these things. So this live streaming I have day 1, day 2 till day 12. So today is day 13. So that will, I will also add it here. So this is about my channel. So please do subscribe to my channel and watch my videos to be a better web developer. And I will prepare content. I will prepare content as ever. Means it will help people to be a web developer. Okay, so soon I am going to do a series like this React hook tutorials is there. So soon I am going to do a series on Redux tutorial, because in my view you should first learn the basic of on the tutorials, then you should go on building the projects. Okay, so that's it. So let's get started. I think I am sharing my whole screen only. Okay, so let's get started with today's session. And today we'll learn about React.js. So even before telling about React.js, I should tell that to start with React.js you should have npm and node installed on your machine. See, I am using a Windows machine, so you might have seen many people. I have a Mac also, so it doesn't matter whether you have Windows, Mac, Linux or nothing, but you need a good terminal. In Windows, I nowadays don't use the cmd, the command line, don't use that. So what I have right now, this is the latest Microsoft terminal. You can get it from the, yeah, Microsoft store or Windows store, whatever it is. Then it is a very good terminal. And I have the bash, git bash. This is known as git bash. This have Linux like features. So what I'm going to do, whatever you want to do, you should start a React. You need to start a React project. Okay, we need to start a React project. As I told, we need to have node and npm installed. So, and just those things only, then npx, this is the latest version of your node, uh, npm. So npx create react dash app. This you have to do, and anything you can do. Maybe I am doing my app, but it should be this type of notation, dash notation. Okay, so let me increase the font size. Okay, so this you have to give. I'm telling this because this and generally take 3 to 4 minutes. So till I will tell you people what is React and all those things, so it will finish. Okay, so let us learn what is React first. Let me present my screen. So React is basically a JavaScript library and not a framework like Angular. So Angular is actually a complete thing, but then also from the current trends, React is the way to go. And the means Angular had lost that steam a lot when and Vue.js is nowhere near React. React have become so powerful because React is a very lightweight library. Angular is a complete thing. See what happens in Angular, you don't need anything else, and in React even for a router or small things also you need to npm install, but that is a good thing also. So it's very small, very fast. So and you don't need to learn a lot of concept like in Angular. It takes around 1 to 2 months to learn, and React hardly a week. But in both of the things you have to learn JavaScript because it is based on JavaScript, and that's why it is a library, not a framework. It is used to build user interfaces and focuses on the UI, yeah, mainly the UI. So the backend part, we can do any language. You bring any language with it, it is there. So there are many combination, but Node is the most popular. But in corporate projects, you work with Java also in the backend, like the projects in which I am working. We're working on Java, but anyway, Node is a good choice even for the startups which starts. If after React, if you want to learn something, learn Node. Okay, so it's a very rich ecosystem. You can add functionality with the help of thousands of available and packages. Okay, so then after that, so why learn React? So why learn React? Because it is created and maintained by Facebook, and we know Facebook is such a huge company. Means it is part of that the greatest software development companies in the world, like which is known as FANG, Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. So it is based. It is maintained by. It was actually created by Facebook and also maintained by Facebook. So Facebook right now the new hooks thing has come. It was given by Facebook. So the development is done by them, but it is open source, completely open source. They won't charge anything, and more than 157K stars on GitHub. Huge community means tons of articles and Stack Overflow solution. So whoever is a old software developer know, means most of the software developer Stack Overflow only. Means whenever you get to Stack, you have to go to Stack Overflow, and whenever you go to Stack Overflow, you can find almost every issue which you have faced. Just Google it and you'll find it on a solution on Stack Overflow. And this is the most demanded skill set for front-end developer job. As I have told earlier also, it is used in enterprise, it is used in startups, it is used in your freelancing. So all the three major things in which we have software development, uh, enterprise, freelancing, and product, big products are on React, like your messenger and all. A lot of products Facebook uses internally, so a lot of Facebook products are on React. So React Native, it can, yeah, React Native is another thing which is completely based on it. You will hardly take 2-3 days to learn React Native, because it is also have a component based system and it is mobile development, and it is completely based on React.js. Okay, so then it's a component based architecture. So suppose I am making a YouTube player. So what I will do, I will break it into components. This search bar component is one, player is one component, and this list is one component. Okay, so what is React.js? React.js uses a lightweight representation of a real DOM known as virtual DOM. That is one of the reason it is very fast. So when a state of something changing a virtual DOM changes only the objects in the real DOM instead of updating all the objects. So only that part of the virtual DOM gets updated. Okay, so then prerequisite. So HTML, CSS, and JavaScript fundamentals are the prerequisite for React. And one more prerequisite is there, which is ES6. ES6, as I've told earlier, ES6 is very much required to learn React. And so what are the features? Means there are, is a this keyword is there. JavaScript, this keyword will be used a lot in class-based component. Map, reduce, and filter will be used, especially the map will be used. And ES6, let, const, arrow function, template, literal, default parameters, object literals, rest and split operator, and destructuring. These all of these things will be used a lot. Okay, so income, and so see, this is done. If this is done, it means that our React app is now we can go ahead. So they have given us some commands: cd my app, and The other is this happy hacking. Okay, so we will go through it. So the first thing we need to do is cd my app, and the next thing before npm start, what I'm going to do, I'm going to start my code in VS Code. So I have installed VS Code. Yeah, VS Code. If you want to use something today, it's VS Code to go, because it has got 100 of application. Nothing else you should use, because you won't get the features which VS Code have. Okay, so this VS Code is opening, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my Windows left key to put it here and put it there. Okay, and now as they have told, I have to do npm start. So I will do npm start. I've done npm start c. Now the script is starting. So it will start starting development server, and it will start on localhost 3000. If you have something running on localhost 3000, it will ask you that whether it's a stock, and you will get the famous React logo. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to start it on my Firefox. Okay, so I generally use Firefox or a Brave. So this is the console, it will come. So this is how you start a React app, and you, if you get this, everything is okay. See, a lot of time there will be some issue that node is not there, and I have seen a lot of issue in Windows, but generally you won't get any issue. You, if you have node installed on your system, node and npm, you won't have any issue. So this is React. Now what we are going to do, let me make it a big more. So let me now take you through what, see, I just gave that command and it created so many things for me. So it is really sometimes difficult to understand means how so many things were created by React. So let us start from the start of my things, wherever it is. Readme, as you know, means there will be readme. If you push it to GitHub, then this is a very important file. It's packaged on, let me increase the size also so that it is good on live stream. So I think this size is good. Okay, so this package.json is a very important file. If someone have worked with node projects, there also a node.js, the package.json has been created. So package.json contains the dependencies which are already installed, and whatever is there, there will be huge node modules created for that. So everything will be there in the node modules. See, uh, start script, and that npm start which we did actually ran this command. And right now what are installed is React is installed in this project, React DOM is installed, React script, and web vital something is, some testing libraries are also installed. Okay, so this it is. Lock is by default, it is done. You can remove it also, means. And git ignore is there by default. React creates git ignore, which is a very important file actually, because see, this is there, node modules is there. So when you push github, what happens if you push node modules is a huge thing. It's a huge drawback in node based environment, that all the dependencies are installed in this node modules, which you don't need, because when you pull some project from github and do npm install, it will automatically install this and this thing. Okay, so this is ESLint cache, something is there. Then yeah, this is important. So see, the entry point of any react.js project is this file, index.js. It starts from there. So this is some report vital, this is something new which they have started. But see, the one thing which I want to tell is this app, it is rendering. This render means it will show this app, render this app. Document.get element by id, those who have gone through my tutorials, means the complete web development thing, they might know that what is this root, document.get element by id root, what is this, they know, means that is a DOM thing. Okay, so this line means it's a React thing, but it, what it means, take this root and put this app into it. So they're in two different parts, and it's a very important thing which I'll come back to soon. Let me go here. Index.css, some global css is there. So okay, so let me go to it. So what is app? See, import. This is how we import app from app. So this app, I can press control and click on it, so app will be open, or this app will get open. So app have got this logo. This logo only it is shown here, this logo.svg, which is there, svg file is there. Okay, and everything which you are seeing here, actually it is what is mentioned here, this learn react and all these things, they are been shown from here only. Now, as I told, this is a very important thing, and a lot of people don't know also is that how this has been done. See, as I told, this app is been shown on the root. Okay, so what is this root app? I have shown you. An app has also got a CSS. This is how we use CSS. This has got a lot of CSS. All these styles are coming from here. All this background and all those things. So where is this root? So root is there in the public folder. So here, if you come here, there is a very important file, this favicon and all those things are also there, but the important file is this index.html. So what happens here, this all these things are okay. So but the main thing is, if you want to do some bootstrap thing also, you have to add it here. And if I change this to a react tutorials, it will be shown here. Okay, so see, this has changed. So this is the title. The most important thing is this div.id of root. Actually our whole react app, and react, when react app starts means what it is means, at the end of the day, it is html, css, javascript in the browser, because browser doesn't understand what is react and all those things. There is some a compiler known as babel. So babel, what it does, it transpiles everything, and everything is html, css, javascript. That's the three language which any browser in the world understand. So what happens, react put all the app, and that is the magic of react, all the app inside this root. And if I inspect also, see, this root is there, all the app is there. You won't understand everything else, but this root, this is the root in which our whole of the app is been done. So this is how react works. Okay, so and beside this, some test file and all those things are there, which there are unit testing. Yeah, nowadays the unit testing is a responsibility of a developer. If you go to good projects, I have been to many projects in which a developer have to do the unit testing, and sometimes you have to do 80% unit testing, because unit testing is that it's developer responsibility. So this chai, mocha and all those things, you can do it here. Okay, so chai, mocha, enzymes, all those things. Okay, so that's the structure. So now what we are going to do, we are going to learn a bit about components. Means what are the components in react, and what are the different type of functions, different type of components in react. Okay, so we'll learn about that. For that, let me take you to again Google slide. I think this one. Yeah, this one. Okay, so what are components? So component describes a part of the user interface. Actually, they are reusable and can be nested inside another other computer components. One component can be nested inside other component. We'll soon see the example and everything will be crystal clear. Okay, so there are two types: stateless functional component and stateful class based component. Okay, so this was before react 16.3 or something, this stateless functional component. So stateless functional component have gone through a major changes with hooks, but everything is backward compatible. So those who follow angular, they knows that when angular changed from angular js to angular, means angular 1 to 2 plus, it broke everything, and that was one of the main reasons that angular didn't pick up. So that is not the case in react. This is also a major change in react to go to hooks, and but they have not touch the class-based component, because almost so much code is on the net on the class-based component that they cannot touch. So slowly people are moving to hook-based components. So in enterprise projects also, class-based components are used, but it is easy to use hooks instead of that. And if you're starting a new project today, you won't start it with class-based component, so that's a big no-no. But you should know class-based component to know why we require the functional based component and why it is easy and what it is replacing. That's why I'm teaching class-based component first. Okay, so component based architecture, as I have told earlier, it is like this. App is there which suppose we are creating, and we'll divide it into different components: search bar, video player, video list. Okay, so that is there. And what is component code? So JavaScript file will be there, so that is will be a component code just like the app.js. Okay, so let okay, so component type one is the stateless functional component. So function welcome props, all these things we are going to learn. What is this props, what is this? So those functional component, those are called stateless, just a simple JavaScript function, nothing else. And the other type is known as stateful class based component, and they uses ES6 classes. That's why I told that it is so important. And that's why from day 12, our last example was a class based. A book list which we have created on day 12 was based on class based, because in React, classes are very important, and we extend from react.component. We're soon going to see how we'll do this. And now let us go through this. Means what is the difference between the functional and class-based components? So functional component are simple function. Use func component as much as possible. Absence of this keyword. Okay, solution without using state, mainly responsible for UI. Stateless, dumb, and presentational. Okay, so classes are more feature rich, maintain their own private data state, and they have complex UI logic, and they have lifecycle hooks also, which we are going to learn I think tomorrow, because today it will be too much. And they are stateful, smart, and contain. But all of this have actually changed. But when we will learn class-based component, we'll think the functional component is still the old way. So this is the old way, because right now this absence of this keyword is good, and this is a bit complicated topic in classes, but they are not stateless and dumb anymore. Hooks are there, as I am telling, no breaking changes, completely opt-in and 100% backward compatible. Brings two powerful features of class-based component: state and lifecycle method to functional component. So hooks brings that, and should be learned after state even binding lifecycle method in class component. Yeah, that's what I was telling. It should be learned after that also, that only, or you won't understand the benefit of hooks. And if you go to enterprise company, or if you go to company even which the code have started 2 years back, it will be a class base. So you need to know class base, or else how you will work on that code. Okay, so this it is. Let us go back, and let me tell you about some things. I don't want this, I don't want this anymore. Index.js is generally not required. And as I was telling about the functional component, so this is a functional component. Function app is there, so this is nothing but a functional component. But this is not the way we do it. So let us start how actually this is the main file from which our react application start. So what we are going to do here, we are going to do some cleanup here. Generally when we work, even here, I generally remove this. You don't require this, it's a report vital, so you can remove this. Okay, so it is good to do the cleanup. Then the other thing is there, we don't need test anymore, means, and we can easily do right click and remove this, move to recycle bin, so that our app is this much. But if I go back, it will break. Okay, it will break because I'm importing logo which is not there. So I will remove it, and I will remove all of these things, because from here only when we start, you start like this, h1. So we will learn about this JSX also soon. So like this, if I do, sometimes it is very slow nowadays. So ReactJS tutorials. So this is a hot reloading it there. It should have done it automatically, but sometime I know that React is a bit slow nowadays. Okay. Okay, so now we will learn how to create those component from here. So generally the best practice is that means when you create a component, you go to this src folder and create a new folder known as components. Okay, and then after that, what we are going to do, we're going to create a file greet.js inside it. Okay, so greet.js inside it, and then I'm going to create my first component here. So we are going to create a functional component. So import, we have to do import react from react. Okay, then so I'm using the ES6 function now, const greet equal to arrow function, ES6 arrow function here. I have to give a return function. So everything in React, whether it's a functional or a class based, you have to return something. So like this, h1 or maybe h3, hello world, I will type. Okay, and the important thing is that you have to export it also. Export default, yeah, the default greet. So this is how we export in React. So export default greet, this I have to export also. Okay, and this is known as default export. Actually there is another type of export also, which is known as I think named export. Yeah, named export. So instead of this export default greet, what I could have done, let me comment it out. I could have directly done a export from it, but this is generally not recommended. If you have many different exports, then only you should do this. Okay, so but I'm telling. So then I will come back to my app. Beside this, I'll do greet. Okay, this is a great feature in our VS Code. That's why I was told you should use VS Code. See, it is showing me that it's already there because we have to import it. So I will do this and it will import it. See, one of the important thing is there, it is inside the curly bracket. This is important because when we do a named export, it have to become a curly bracket, because there can be, as I told you, there can be multiple exports also here. So let me save it, and it will show this hello world from here. So as I've told, this should not generally be done. Okay, let it be there. uh, because the next thing which I am going to do, I am going to tell, is a class based component. Okay, so class based component, because we have not seen yet class based component. So for class based component, let me write, create another component. So I'm coming here, welcome dot js I'm typing. Okay, welcome.js. And one more thing means, again, as I was telling, why VS Code is so great, because it has got this tiny programs which adds functionality to it. Okay, so already there are so many functionality here, but you can add functionality here. So I have a VS Code extension video in my channel. So if you want, if you go through it, it will be very good, because my code, you might have seen this, all this rainbow color and all those things comes because of, I have a lot of good plugins for that. But a plugin which I'm going to tell you is this. This is a must in React. So you go here and install this plugin. So what it does, see, React has got a quite lot of skeletons, means the class based component will always starts with a class. So either I have to type everything just like I've typed there, or I can go and use the snippet. Okay, so for classes there is snippet known as RCE. I'll just type this RCE and then press tab. So this is because of this extension I have, this created my everything. Okay, so this by default it gives two type of export, so whatever you want to use. So I don't want to use the named export, so as I have told, I will remove it. This is known as the default export. And one more thing I want to tell, see, you might have seen somewhere I have used uh, did I used, yeah, here semicolon is been used. Okay, but here there is no semicolon, so it is all, it is okay. Just like in JavaScript it is okay, it is okay here. It is not required to use semicolon. Okay, so I generally keep mixing them. Okay, so back to, this is a class based component actually. What happens, import React, let me show the differences here. Greet, import React from React is only there. Here I have another thing known as component, so this we are getting from React. So then only we are able to do that extend component. Okay, and one more important thing about class based component is there, we have a render here. Render is very important here. Render function, inside the render function the return is there, there is no render here. Okay, so this is another important thing. And inside the div, we can directly instead of div, I can do a paragraph and welcome to the world of React. So saved it, this is the export default. Now I have to go back because it will not show until I put it in the app.js. That's why this app.js is such an important file. We reduce it like this and then our whole project is done here. So greet, I'm going here, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to type welcome. So see, it is already showing me, so I'll press the enter and then I will close this. This is the way to close a component. It's also reacted. So this language which we are seeing here, you might be seeing that .js is there and this HTML is there. Yeah, this weird type of language is known as JSX. So this is something in React which is a bit different. If you are coming from Angular background, where you have a different HTML, CSS, and JavaScript file. This you write the HTML inside your JS file, as simple as that. But you'll soon get the hang of it. Is not that much different from a HTML. And this is what it is getting rendered, and this class name is there. Class name is nothing but the classes of class in your HTML, in which you have class and ID. So we cannot use that inside a JavaScript file. Why? Because we have already a class here. So that's why React people came out with the idea to change it to class name. Okay, so this welcome, see one difference which I want to say. See, I told this is a default export default, and this is like this. We could have done like this also. This is a comment, how we do comment in React. So the importing way changes. So import, I have done it like this, but here I am doing it like this. Let me save it. And so welcome to the world of React is being shown. So this is how components and all those things in React are. So the next thing which we are going to do, wait a sec, are wait one sec, Let me see what we are going to do next. We are going to learn about I think JSX. Yeah, we should learn about JSX or JSX first. So as I was telling about just JSX. So again, I think I have some slide for that. So it's better to start with the slide. Two slides are there. Yeah. So what is JSX? So JSX from is JavaScript. JS for JavaScript. X is for XML, extension to JavaScript language syntax. Right, XML like code for elements and components. So those who have done XML might know, but it is not required to know XML. JSX has a tag name, attributes, and children, which we'll soon see. JSX is not a necessary to write React component. There is an older way which I'm not going to show because it is very difficult to write a code like that. So JSX makes your React code simple and elegant. Yeah, JSX ultimately transfers to pure JavaScript, which is understood by the browser. As I have told earlier, everything converts to JavaScript. There are Babel and all those things are there, in which it will do. Okay, so some differences are there. Just I've told earlier, this should be small. Class is class name. For there is a for in a label. Label we have for an ID. I think in input we give ID and label we give for. So instead of that for, there is a HTML for, and property naming convention are camel case. So how? See, on click handler is there in your HTML. JavaScript on click handler is there, which you can attach to any HTML element. So instead of on click, it is C is capital, and tab index I is capital. So this is the uh, JSX difference. Okay, so we have already seen this is how we write JSX, and this is how it get renders in both the way. Okay, so and we'll keep on learning as it comes. We'll keep on learning. It is not that much tough thing to learn, but now we learn about one of the very, actually there are only two main important topics in React. As I told, React you can learn in 1 week if you know JavaScript. Also you don't know that much advanced, but yeah, you know a bit of JavaScript and this keyword and all those prerequisites, and you need to know a bit about ES6 also for before React. Okay, so props, we will learn a bit about props and states are two of the most important concept in React. Okay, so uh, what is props? So props is something, suppose I want to pass something to this component, this grid component. Okay, so it is nothing but if I want to pass a data from one component to another component, that is known as props. Okay, so let me come here, and how it is been used. So let me do one thing. Instead of, let me now comment this out actually. So now to comment anything out, you select that thing, and in the keyboard there is a control and backslash. You have to do that. And see, one another important thing, inside any component, inside any JSX return statement, this is the way to do a comment. You cannot comment it like the two backslash. This is the way to do, and you don't have to learn it. You just have to do select it and do control backslash. You have to do. So what I'm going to do, this grid is there, I'll do it 3 times. So right now it is hello world, hello world, hello world, it is been shown. Okay, so now I'll pass a name equal to JavaScript, name equal to name equal to yeah. So it was giving error because so name equal to go lang name equal to shift. I'll give. So this is known as props. This name is prop. Okay, you can use anything instead of name. It's not required to have name. You can use anything, yeah, which you want to pass. It should be relevant, but you can use anything. ABC also I can use, but it should have the name props. Same thing. But see, here is the value which I am going to pass, and here again anything you can pass. So you're passing it, but still nothing is happening. So why? Because you have to use that props. You're passing data from app to the grid. Now I will use it. So in functional component it's a bit different, and in class component it's a bit different. So here props I will do. Okay, so props I have done, and let me do one thing. Let me do a console.log of props. So what is this props? Okay, inspect element, go to console. See, in the props I have called it 3 times. The props is nothing but an object with name and javascript, name and golang, name shift. So it is something like this. Okay, let me do one thing. 150 is, I think 150 is good. Okay, so it is like this, and now I'm getting this as an object. So how I use it? So I can use it here as, because it's an, and one more now again one more JSX tricks means, if you see hello was a string, so it was rendering as it is. But if I want to render some variable, so this is nothing but a variable, so I have to do it inside this curly bracket. Okay, props dot, I was console logging props, so it was giving me that. So props dot name will give me this JavaScript. That is what I want. So let me save it, and here is the magic: JavaScript, Golang, and Swift. So you can pass different props so that all the functionality of that component changes. So this is the power of React. Okay, so there is another thing which I want to tell, that okay, let it be there because I require it. There is a by default type of props which is known as the children props. See, if I pass anything like this, and this is the XML way I am closing this grid here, but the longer form of any HTML element is that there is a starting tag, there is an ending tag. So I can do it like this also, grid. So it is not giving me any error also. Grid is not giving me any error also. See, it is not giving me any error, nothing. Okay, okay, it was giving me error, some warning for that. Okay, so it's okay. So now what is there, if I pass something inside it, language of the web. See, here I'm passing nothing because I'm ending it here. Language for iOS apps. Let me save it. Nothing will happen. But see one very important thing. This props, because we're console logging the props, it has got a name and it has got a children. It has got a children. Let me do it also a bit big. So it has got this children. So this is a keyword, this children. Okay, so we can use this also here, and I will use it with a p tag, and as usual I have to say props dot children. But my code editor is already shouting at me and giving me red errors. Let me save it and see that it is wrong. So I got a very big error, and it is on adjacent JSX element must be wrapped in an enclosing tag. Do you want a JSX fragment? So this is a drawback, or whatever it is, limitation of JSX, that this inside this return statement, the starting and ending should be same. So in earlier days we used to wrap it with a div, but the problem is with div, that it's a block level element, so it changes the css a lot. So there is something invented by the React stream which is known as a fragment. So what you have to do, you have to do this. So it is already giving me a hint, actually wrap it like this. So I will do like this. Let me indent it a bit. So like this, starting and ending, save it, and bam, it is done. So I'm rendering the children for each thing. I'm rendering the children. So for Golang there was no children, so it is rendering nothing. But for JavaScript and iOS it was there, so it is rendering that thing. So it is as simple as that. Okay, so now what we are going to do, we are going to learn this thing in a class based component. Okay, so we have class based component already. A class based component is welcome is there, so let us now learn it there. So let me uncomment it again. You select everything, control backslash, you select everything, control backslash. See, outside it was different, inside it is different. So right now it is showing like this only. Okay, so let me close it. Let me remove it because I need some more space actually, and it was taking a lot of space. And let me again give it a h3. And this welcome is there. Again we'll have something known as name. You can have anything else. Let me not take name, let me take text, maybe Flutter. Okay, and React Native, Java. Okay, and then let me do the same thing. Let me end it here, welcome, like this, and Java welcome like this. So inside this what it, language for cross platform mobile dev. Okay, and it is not required that you pass a text only. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pass a button actually. Button, click for Java. So this button is there, but right now nothing has been shown because we are passing it but we are not using it. So I have to come back here, and again actually it will yell at me. So let me bring it to one line. Actually I again want two lines. So as I have told you earlier that I can use a div also, so let me use a div now. Okay, and this is P. And now as you have might have seen our first problem, the first problem is that the props we are passing here as an argument, but there here how will you pass the props? There is nothing like a function and nothing in render we cannot pass. So what in class based component what it is there, I don't want this welcome to the world of React, I want a different text. Okay, so again we have to use this here also, and this here also, this dot props dot text. So we use the this keywords. That's why I was telling it's very important to learn the this keyword in JavaScript. So this dot props dot text, because my props is known as text. Okay, and this dot props dot children, like this I have to do. Save it and see, welcome Flutter because I'm passing that, and this mobile it is React Native, Java, and the button is been shown because I'm passing it as a children. Anything I can pass as a children. So this is how props have been used in class-based component. Okay, so we pass data from here till here. Okay, wait a sec. Okay, now we will learn about the next concept, and we will learn about state. But before that, close it. Yeah, as you might have guessed, we'll learn about state. But before that, we'll learn about what is the difference between props, because and this is a very important React questions. Also, I take a lot of interviews for my company, and I generally use this question. This is the first question in React actually. So, what is the props and state? What is the difference? So, props gets passed uh, two components, and just we have seen like there are like function parameter. Props are immutable means we cannot change them actually, and in props functional component is props, and class with this props we have just seen. The next thing is the state is managed within the component. Okay, like variable declared in a function body, and it is a local state actually. State can be changed, and this dot state in class-based component, functional component we have not come yet, so we use something known as use state. So this is it. So we will now jump to our code. So state. So for that, let me remove this. Control B is the shortcut. I will create a new components. From now onwards, we will mainly see class-based components only, because uh, we are going to see all the functionality of the class-based component before moving to hooks, as I have told. So I will get a new component called counter.js, and here the snippet is RCE, and then press tab. It will give me a class-based component. I don't want a named export, so I will remove it. You cannot keep both the export actually. Okay, so let me save it. Let me close it so that I can get some state. And in a class-based component, what I have not shown in the previous example means previous example welcome. There is something, if you want the concept of state, you need a constructor also. So what is constructor? So let me first do it again. There is snippet for the const constructor to give. Press tab, and this will give me this snippet, this good snippet. Okay, so what is constructor? Constructor is something which I have told earlier also, means that it runs only one time. Whatever code you put inside the constructor in a class, so it is like the constructor in higher order programming language like Java and C++. Okay, so this will run only once, whatever we put inside it. And React, we have to write this props. It is necessary super props because it extends something from React. And this dot state, this is where we declare the state variable count. So I'm making a counter, count 0 I'm giving. So this dot state, as you might be seeing, this is an object actually. So key value pair. So count is the variable, 0 is the value. So actually what we are doing here, this is the initial value of the count, 0. Count, the initial value is 0. So we always give the initial value. So it is not like that it should be number. It can be anything, string, array, object, doesn't matter. It can be anything. But generally if it's an array, it's an empty array. It's an object, it's an empty object. It's an string, it's an empty string. And it's a, if it's something like this, it generally starts with a 0. So but it's not mandatory. Means you can have a counter which starts with 15 also. Okay, so let me do control B so that I can get more space. Count, and now I want to read this value. So how do I read it? So first I have to do this, because there's a variable, and then this dot state dot count. So I cannot read it just like that count I give. It's because see, this is the state is equal to that. Obviously this is the state is an object. This is the state dot count will give me the value. I can have a lot of other variables also like this, but let me save it, and it will not show anything. Why it will not show anything? As you might have guessed, we have to add it here. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me not remove it. Let me comment it out. Let me comment it out, or else it gives warnings in the console actually. And now counter, I will auto import it. I like the picture of auto importing. So, and what it is actually doing, it is going to dot component. See if I explain. This counter is here, our app is here in the outside, counter is here. So this is actually the complete part of it. It goes to the complete part, and you don't have to insert the JS at the end. So it is like this you have to do. Okay, so save it, and count of 0 it is showing from here. This dot state dot count, it is showing from here. So this is our count. So now what I want, so, this is of no use. I want this count to be increased. So how to increase the count? Because this is a counter, I want to click on something and it should increase the count. So first for that we need a button. So this div, I'll wrap it in a fragment. Okay, and then I will have a button in which there will be increment written. Save it, and the button with increment will be shown. But now, as in JavaScript, we need to attach a handler to it. So that is known as on click. So as I have told, this VS Code is very good. See, it is already showing me that what I should write. So as I have told, it is a camel case. Okay, press enter. Not like JavaScript where C will be small, and then equal to, there is some, so I will call a function actually. So that function name can be anything, means so let me say it, its function name is increment count, but I cannot call it like that. So this dot increment count, so this dot increment count is there. So this is actually a function. Again, we have to use the this keyword if you want to call a function, and function we generally write after this constructor. Okay, so this I'll do increment count like this. And first thing, okay, the one thing I want to say that let me do a CLG. So just now it is normal function. Just I click on it, I will be shown this console log. Okay, it should show me the console log when I click on it inside increment count. Okay, so it is showing me. Okay, so now the thing is that how to increment the state. So state, I cannot just like that this dot state dot state equal to this dot state dot count equal to this dot state dot count plus 1. I cannot do it like this. So what I have to do, this dot set. Okay, okay, so this dot set state, so it is already showing me this dot set state, this dot set state, and then I have to give this like this, and then after that like this. object like this, and here we have to write count is this dot state dot count plus 1. So I am accessing the count variable like this. Okay, so let me save it, let me press it, and it is throwing me a big fat error. Why? So because can't access property set state, this is undefined, this is not known here. So this is a very big problem with class based component, that this is actually not known inside this. So you can watch my earlier series also, means on the problem with this, because that's why you need to know this very well. So how to solve it? We solve it with the bind function is there. So this dot increment count equal to this dot increment count dot bind this. So I'm not going to explain much here because it will take the whole time, this is a very big topic. So it's actually make the value of this available here. So let me save it. Okay, so and now if I increment it, it will increment it properly. So it got inside again, so it is getting increased, so it is working properly. So this is one way. So there is actually another better way, way also to avoid this. Mm, this because in constructor writing this is not good, means so the way is that, let me keep it here. The way is that I want the value of this. So arrow functions are known to contain the value of this. So I am calling an arrow function actually here itself, and like this, if I call, I don't want that statement. So increment, so it is incrementing properly, and this is also increasing. Okay, so let's go ahead. So this is a modern way to do it, because earlier we didn't have this arrow function, so we have to do it like that only. So one more important thing with this dot set set, what is this, why do we need this dot set set? This question I have asked means earlier, can't we just directly increase the count? Let us try that. Let us try to increase the count. So it is as simple as that. So let me comment it out. See, commenting inside JSX also only appears like this. This is normal commenting. So like this dot state dot count equal to, so I was asking, why cannot we do it like this? Let console log this dot state dot count okay, let me save it. So I'm not doing set state anymore. Let me clear the console and let me increment it. Okay, inside increment count, and the number is 1. Again inside increment count, the number is 2. But see here, this is not incrementing, this is increasing, this is not incrementing, it is going inside. So why? So why this happens? So this is something which happens because see, there is a property in this dot set state. Whenever the this dot set state is run, this will re-render. So if we don't use the this dot set state, the render function doesn't run second. So the render function only is showing this count, this everything is there. So if we don't use this dot set state, React will not change the DOM. This is just a variable will change, but this is DOM, this is coming from DOM, this div, everything is coming from DOM. So whenever the this dot set state run, one property is there, that it re-renders everything whatever in that component. If some child component is there, it will re-render that also. So that is one of the property here. So we cannot do it like this. Let me, and we have to do it like this. Okay, please save it. Okay, now let me increment it. Count increment 0. No, but don't go here. It is doing it correctly, but you might have seen, see, it is one step back. So yeah, it is 3, it is showing 2. Let me remove it. It is 4, it is 3. So why this is happening? So this is happening because the moment the set state runs, so it will render this, and then only in the next run this will happen. So if you want to do something like this, you want to run something immediately after that this dot set state is, and there is a special case of this dot set state. So I just want to say that thing, that a special case, it is not required that it should be console log only, it can be anything. So here it is, there you have to pass the comma here, comma, and then a function you can pass. So this is how function is run, and you can do a, let me bring it like this. Okay, so I am running it at the moment only this is running. Okay, so let me save it, delete it, refresh it, increment 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4. So this is how it is done. So hope you learned this dot sets it perfectly now. So now the thing which we are going to do learn is destructuring first. Okay, so destructuring first we are going to learn. So and we close this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to comment this out, comment this out back, uncomment it, comment this out, uncomment it, let me save it, and again all these things are being shown. Okay, so let me open grid and welcome. So there are two different ways for destructuring. So it is not required to destructure actually, but any React project in which we'll see, you'll see this destructuring a lot done by React developers. And this is again not a React concept. This is a ES6 concept actually. So so we are seeing the prop destructuring. As you might see, in this props is there. Then we have to use this props dot name, again props dot children again. So there is two ways to destructure this. So I will remove this, and I will have an object here, because and then it was object was coming here, name comma children. I will do. Okay, and now I don't have access to props because I have destructured it, so only name. So this is a very shortcut, means we destructured it here itself, so that inside here what happens means I don't have to means use that much. Okay, I think I have to increase the font size a bit. Okay, so save it, and nothing means, and the code doesn't breaks actually. So even if I refresh it, code doesn't break. So it is work like that. So this is one way of destructuring. Okay, so the another way of destructuring is again, so this we are doing it in the parameter. So another way is by the object destructuring method. So I will cut it from here, and I will pass props only here. So this method also is very quite handful. I've seen it in a lot of places. Const this equal to props, I will do. Okay, and it is exactly the same thing. Save it, nothing change, it works perfectly. Okay, so now we'll come to class-based component. As you might have guessed, in class-based component there is only one way to destructure, because we are not having any parameter or something. So so here we will have to restructure here inside the render. So it is important to do it like this: const text comma children equal to this dot props. Everything is this here, so equal to this dot props. So this dot props is there. So again, I don't have to use this, so it is very helpful here. So this dot props is actually one word more, so this is one word more. So see how small this becomes, like this, and we are done. Okay, so event handling, we've already seen the way to handle the event actually. So here counter.js, so this whatever we have done, that button dot on click, so and the way, so this is how we do event handling. So no need to go through it again. So event handling is done for us. Okay, so the next thing, which, so arrow function is a way to do it. Okay, so what is event handling? Event handling is that on click is that it is showing that increment count, and so that is event handling. Okay, so let me show another method for event handling actually. So again I will do this. Save it. It doesn't matter. So the first way which we have seen is this bind we have to do. The second way which we have seen is this, and actually there is another way also, and which is more preferred than even this one, because, and that is, let it be like this dot increment count. Okay, this dot increment count, let it be like this. But what we are going to do, we are going to make this itself into an arrow function equal to, so the problem with this value will not come. So event handling means like this, and so it is incrementing properly. So this is all about event handling. So next, what we are going to do, yeah, next we are going to learn method as a props. So what is method as a prop? So one of the key difference from React from Angular is that in React the data flows from top to down. The props we are passing, it flows from top to down, means it flows from parent to the children, the props. So this app is something, so this this is the parent, and this counter, these are the children because it is inside it. So as you might have seen this here, I'm passing the props here and I'm using it there, not in this counter, but in that I'm passing the props there and there I'm using it. So if we want to, so it's not a two-way binding as in Angular. So what happens if we want to, means change from your what it say, the from a children to parent, if you want to pass the data. So what is the way? So generally in React, in bigger project, what we do, we use some state management like Redux, and we store the state as a central place. But in smaller project, if you want to pass a data from a children to a parent, we do a different thing. It is known as passing method as a prop. So let's quickly do it. Okay, so for that, we are again going to, let me do one thing, remove this, we are going to create some new components here, so everything is gone. So Control B, in the components folder, let me create a new file, parent comp.js. Okay, so RCE, Control B, remove the named export, and here after that our const, okay, like this, and here I will be having a parent name. So a state variable parent name I am having, and it is, so I told you it can be anything, it can be empty and it can be full string also. So it is Robin Hood Senior, like this I am having, and in this return I will have this, okay, child. Okay, let me do one thing first, let me create it or it will throw error. Let me go here, child comp dot js rce, let me save it for now, and then let me import it, child, yeah, it auto imported it here. Let me close it. Okay, let me Control B, so I have more space. So I have a function, actually, greet parent equal to, let me make it an arrow function so that we don't get that this issue, and on this issue alert, I am using this new way of using a string from this backtick, which is below the escape in the American layout keyboard. Below the escape it is there, and beside the one. So this is a new way of string interpolation, hello, and this is again a ES6 feature, not a React feature, dollar. So that's why I told that ES6 is very important. This dot state dot parent name. Okay, so the main thing is that's a greet parent. I don't want to call it from here. Okay, so means uh, I could have created a button here and call it this greet parent, but that is not way. So I'm showing how to pass from data from there to here. So I go to child component, I'm showing it here. So I'll go here, child component. Okay, even I don't need a class based component. Why? To because we are just using props here. So uh, let me have RAFC, and yeah, const child component div, let the button be here, button greet parent button is there, save it, and nothing has been shown. Why nothing has been shown? Because I have not yet included this parent component here in my app.js. Parent comp, I am doing it here, save it, another button is there, greet parent button is there. So how do I click it from there? So in my parent.js, so I'll pass a prop, anything, the name can be anything. Okay, so I am writing it as greet handler, the name can be anything here, and here this dot greet parent. See this dot greet parent. So this is my prop and I'm passing this value, this dot greet parent. So what is this dot greet parent? This is just a function, though I'm passing the function itself as a prop. So till now we have seen the props we are passing like in string and all those things, but the first time we are passing a function as a prop. So let me save it. Okay, and now back on in a child component, what I am going to do here, on click handler will be there, equal to let me not destructure it every time, props. So we are getting this props here. So props dot greet handler. So props dot greet handler, because we're passing this, so I'm just calling the props dot greet handler, and when on click, this props dot greet handler will be called. When this will be called greet handler, greet, this will in fact call this function, this greet parent, and this greet parent will show us the alert, which is Robinhood Senior. So we click it, and yeah, I got it. So this is how we pass data from there to here. Means my on click is from there to here, and in fact we can pass some data also from there to here. So how some data? So if you want to pass some data itself, what we are going to do? So on click, we'll make a function call here, props read handler. Now we will get access to this parameter. So now let me do a string Sodhi Singh Junior. Okay, so let me save it, and now I go back here, and anything means I'm getting some data now here. Whenever I click here, I'm getting some data. This will be called like that only, but I'm getting actually some data here, and I can pass anything here. So I'm getting some data here, so I will say it as a name. So hello parent name, still I am having this parent name from dollar name. So this I can give anything, this doesn't matter. So this is anyways a temporary variable, and now let me save it, and let me click it. Hello Robin Singh Jr. from Sodhi Singh Jr. Okay, so this is how it works. This is how the flow works. And now what we are going to learn, we are going to learn conditional rendering in React. So conditional rendering is very important. Sometimes what happens, some part of the code we want to render, but the other part we don't want to render. So how to do that? So we will learn that conditional rendering. So if I go here, conditional rendering, we have 4 ways to conditional rendering: if else, element variables, ternary operator, short circuit, and we will see all of them. Okay, so let's go ahead for conditional rendering, and for that, let me close this. What I'm going to do, comment everything out. I don't know why it is happening nowadays. Comment everything out, then save it, so nothing will be shown. So create a new component known as user greeting.js. So user greeting.js I have created. Command P, RCE, again export I will remove, and then R const state variable. So state variable is hello logged in. Suppose this is a big application, like something like maybe some application in which if the user is logged in, I will show his name, hello Nabendu, in bigger application it get passed at props or some redux lifecycle is there. So and if he is guest, I will show welcome guest, welcome Nabendu or welcome guest. So let me remove this. I want a fragment, and h1 is welcome Nabendu, welcome guest, and then here user greetings included it. Yeah, it automatically done it. If it doesn't automatically do it, you have to write it by hand, means manually you have to write it. And there is another way to do it. Let me remove it. Okay, so you take your mouse here and then do a press Control and space bar, so it will come up again. Then you will Control space bar and then enter, and it is done. So this is another way, or you write it by hand itself, so doesn't matter. So by default it is showing both of them. So this is not conditional rendering. So the first way, which is the if statement, which you will see. So how to do the conditional rendering with if statement. So as I have told, anything inside this render will come. So if, as it's a state variable, so this dot state dot is logged in is there. And then one more thing, this is a JavaScript thing. If a statement has a single statement, which right now is, I can just give a tab. I don't have to give that curly bracket, so I'm not giving that curly bracket. So return, I have to return something inside a JSX. Always I have to return something. So like this, else will work. Tab return welcome guest. Let me remove this. So this is the first way. Welcome guest. Why welcome guest is coming? If this is state dot login, it will check and it is false actually. So else part will be done. Let me do it true. Nabendu is been shown. So this is the first way of conditional rendering. Okay, so let me show the second way. Actually in bigger project this way is done, and inside the curly bracket a lot of statement can comes. But if it's the statement is not that much, even if the statement is that much, I've seen the use of ternary operator a lot here. So for ternary operator, this is actually very simple statement, so it will be very easy with ternary operator actually. So the same thing with ternary, we will do like this dot state dot is logged in ternary operator. The ternary operator, those who don't know, it is the JavaScript thing in which if it is true, then it will be first statement, or the second if it is false, then the second statement will run. So like this, let me, or as usual I will remove this, but I will have to have a return here. Actually this can be done in one line also. Let me do it like this, or let me, so this you can think like this, welcome Nabendu, and so we have to return it anyways. We have to return something. So if this is true, this will return, or if it is false, this will return. Let me save it, and welcome Nabendu is been shown, and let me again make it false, and welcome guest will be shown. So the last way is known as the short circuit operator. There is something in JavaScript known as and. So and what happens, if and is true, if something beyond that is true, then only it will run. So this is not the complete solution for this. So but then also I will need to show it, means I will make and then this dot state dot is login and welcome Nabendu. So if this is true only, then only welcome Nabendu will be shown. So in this case, see, blank will be shown. It cannot have two conditions. So might be not suitable for this case, but this has been used a lot in production. So true and welcome Nabendu will be shown. So this completes our conditional rendering also. And then now what we will learn, we'll see how to render a list in React, because it is very important to know that. Again, let me comment it out. Yeah, save it. So show nothing will be shown, and inside this components I will have a new file, person list.js. Okay. So rendering a list, it is not, means I want to show how to render list. So let, it doesn't matter which type of component is you use. So person list is there. So save it. It will be, let me show it here, person list. Yeah, it is imported. Save it. Nothing will be shown because there is nothing inside it. And then const names is there. Nabendu Shikha Hriday. Save it. And now I'm going to show it. So, and one more thing, this brackets are necessary if they're multi-statement. Suppose I have only one statement, then I can directly do it. So I don't even require this, just return here. And names is an array. So again, ES6, we'll use a ES6 concept, names dot map. We have something known as map. Map has been used in React a lot, because the difference between map and for each is that, so first thing is map returns something, and the second thing is that in maps you can change the thing. So by changing, what I mean, it also returns the number of things which goes inside. It returns the same number of thing, but we need to change it. Wait a sec, I don't know why. Sorry for that. Okay, so name, then, because actually I'm using my phone as a webcam, so I cannot close it. So soon I'm getting a webcam, means this is irritating me a lot, because this is the third time it is happening, means it's better to close my phone. Okay, so h1 is there, name. So this is not required to have name, but generally the way is that we keep the array name as plural names, it contains some names, and then this as a singular name. I could have done item also here. So like this, if I do, let me save it, and it will show on the h1s. Okay, but I'll show you one issue here. Inspect element, I'll go to console. Okay, so this came earlier, so ignore it. But this error means each child in a list should have a unique key prop. This is a warning, but a red warning, and red warnings are always a bit, means it's a bigger warning. Sort of nothing will happen, but it hampers the performance actually. React internally, it want, whenever we have an array, it should be unique. Okay, so each item should be unique, so you have to give some key here. So whenever we get something from a database, we get something as a id database from a backend code, so that we can use. But in this case, what is the unique means, So I can take this as key. So you have to give key here, key equal to name. If I give, and let me do it and let me refresh it. See, I didn't got that error anymore. So this is how it works. Okay, so now the thing which we are going to do is let me show what we're going to do. So we are going to learn about styling React components. So we have already seen that we can use CSS. So there are four ways to style CSS component. One is CSS style sheets, inline styling, CSS modules, and CSS and JS libraries styled component, which is a very good way to style React. Means because it uses the concept of props and state, but we're not going to cover it today because it's a very big topic in itself. So the style component, go through it them is style component if you want to on your own. This is a very good way actually, but even the modules are very good, CSS modules. Okay, so let me come back here and let me first we'll see the first way. Okay, so let me come back to my components, and as you might have seen, index.css app.css is there, so we'll also create a CSS file, style sh sheets dot css, style sheets dot css is there, and let me have to primary primary class, we're soon going to use them. Color is some good color from HTML5. Second, the color blue violet, so like this, and then let me have a style sheets.js, the file style sheets.js I have, and it will be, doesn't matter, RFC, so class based, and that doesn't matter, so save it. Let me quickly use it also. I don't want this anymore. Don't want this anymore. I want the style sheets. I want the style sheets. Okay, so it is also imported, the style sheet is imported, but nothing will be shown because there is nothing. Okay, so like this, and so the first way is to just if we have gone to app.js like this, we have to just use it. Okay, so import style, yeah, and CSS we have to give the complete name CSS, and this is the way actually components we create it in. This is known as Pascal case. First one is capital, and the something is changed is capital, but CSS we generally given in small words. Okay, so like this, I have given then h1 CSS, h1 is something like this, control B, let me do paragraph is lorem 20. Why lorem 20 is not working here? Okay, lorem 20, okay, I have to include emit. Okay, another thing, so Another thing which I want to tell means, see, by default there is a very good extension known as emit, in which you can give the shortcuts and it will take. But in React it doesn't take, because it doesn't understand this. Why you again, yeah, you're writing HTML inside JavaScript, but it won't understand. So what you have to do, you have to go to settings, actually go to, I think, applications or extensions, yeah, then go to emit, and then you have to add, as it is saying, you have to add the item like JavaScript and JavaScript React. It should be like the JavaScript and JavaScript React. Okay, it is done. Now I think it will work. Lorem 20, yeah, it is working. Lorem 20 is working, so that is a shortcut actually in emit. So this has been shown like this only. Okay, so nothing different. So, and I want to use the class name like this, primary and the secondary. So class name equal to primary, and you might have guessed class name equal to secondary, and it changed to that color in which I have done. Okay, so this is the first way. So the second way of inline styling we'll see now. So let's come here, and the inline styling is done in here only. So const para style. So we are having a variable. The thing is with inline styling is that it is not the normal case of CSS, it is a camel case. So font size like this, it will be there, and 20px should be inside a string. So this is also very important. This is inside a string. And another thing is that in CSS what happens, if we have more variables, we have a semicolon, but it is a comma here, because at the end of the day we are passing it as an object. Actually we are passing that inline styling as an object, so this comma is very important. And see, background. So three things are important. This camel case is important, and the value should be in string always. So like this. Now let me have a, so the power of emit, I'll show soon. CP, I can get a paragraph like this. Lorem, let me make it 30, and now I need to use that. So I will not use class name, I will use something known as style equal to, and I have to use that para styled. I will use that, save it, and it is done. Font size is 20px, background color is yellow. So this is known as inline style. Okay, so there is another way to use inline style. Let me show that also quickly. Lorem 10 and style equal to this single quote. Actually inside this, what is happening, this whole object is coming. So instead of writing it outside, I will write it here only. This is a quick fix I have seen in a lot of projects. People, developers do color red, comma, background. See, it is giving me nice suggestions also. See, it is giving light nice suggestion here also. Light gray, save it, and it is done. So this is the inline styling. Okay, so then the next thing is that we'll learn about CSS modules, the last thing. But why do we need a CSS modules? Okay, so the problem with CSS in style sheet, so this is a problem which everybody knows, because if you declare anything in CSS here in CSS files, it is a global thing, it will happen everything. So suppose I do h1, okay, h1, and font size 72 pixel. Okay, h1, I'm just targeting the h1, and I'm doing a font size of 72 pixel. So this becomes bigger, so because I have not even included it, but this become bigger. So this causes a lot of problem in bigger production projects. So what we are going to do, we are going to create another file. We come here, which is modules.js. Okay, r const, not r const, my bad, rfce, and here let me write h1 again, css modules, and then the app.js. I don't need this anymore, I don't need this anymore, and I need modules. So my modules have generated that h1. Okay, so by default it will not show because this is good, it is not showing. Yeah, but generally it is not advisable. This is good actually. If it is not showing, it is good actually. By default it has taken some other h1. I think I know what it is taking. But it is good, it is not taking it, means there is some default app here, index, so this all are there, might be taking that. Okay, so that is not an issue, but it generally that doesn't takes, means so, and it is generally advisable to have this css modules, so that we don't have some default style. Okay, so there is too much things here. Okay, whatever. So how to create these modules? So the modules are generally created by having style sheets dot module. This dot module is very important, and then after that dot css will take. Okay, so like this we have to write, and here dot header will type, and then color, just like normal css, color brown. And that is also a very important thing, that this is a normal css file only. You don't have to use any some special color case or something. Background color is CGRT. This is a good color, so like this. And now how to use this module? So let me command B, how to use this module here. So import styles. So this importing way is a bit different. Import styles, we have to do import styles from dot style sheets dot module dot css. I have to do, so this I have to do, and Then is not yet applied. Class name equal to styles dot header. So we are importing it as style. So this is done by React. Styles dot header I have to do, and I have to do it is done. And this doesn't affect any other thing because we are doing it by styles. So anyways, it will not affect anything else. So this, even this header, if I suppose I make it primary and styles dot primary, so it is done. So suppose here style sheets is there, but that global style, so okay, it is affecting now that h1 from global, it is the font size is increased, so it is affecting it here. But that color, that primary color, that is not affecting it anywhere. This primary is orange red color was there, it is still orange red, means it is not affecting it here. So you might have guessed it. So this is about styling here. So the last topic for today is control component, but should I tell it today or tomorrow? Okay, let me complete it only today only, because it is a bit big topic. It's no way, no issues. So for control component, this is very important uh, diagram. We'll come back to it soon, means this diagram. So let me do a remove it from here. We're going to create a new file actually for that, and that file will be known as demo form. So we are going to see form handling now, which is one of a very important topic in React or in any other language, means the form handling, because form consists of a major part of the web. So that is very important. RCE, you have contact forms. Not only that, everything, the input box in which you type is actually a form. So forms are everywhere. To type your username, type anything, type a post or anything. So demo form is there. Then our const is there. Okay, then our username is there, like this. Initial state is the username. Now everything we will do it inside a form tag. So this is a HTML form tag. So I am giving div because div is a block level element, and if I have something more, it will be good to be here. So then label, I will give label username and HTML for, see, I want a for, but I have to use this username. Then input. Generally we don't use this type of input in React. It's better to use this only. Type equal to text. We used a for, so we have to use the ID for it. Username. And the way to have this, let me save it first and let me have it here. Demo form. Save it. Yeah, I have a form, but yeah. So let me come here. So how to use this value here, this username, is how to make the main. So one of the main thing here, it is this value thing, which is very important in React, and value will be this dot state dot user name. Okay, so this is very important here in a form, but this is not how that control thing will work. Means, so one more thing, if I type anything here, see, I'm typing, you might be hearing my keyboard, but nothing is appearing here, nothing will appear here because I made this dot state dot value. So how will it work? And this is known as also controlled component in React. So I have to do a, let me first complete the code, then I will explain why it is done. On change, we have to do on change here. On change has whenever something changes in the, in anything, in the text box, this is inside the text box. So when will on change file, when I type something, so on change with the file, so this dot handle user change. So I'm calling a function actually, so let me create that function, handle user change. What I will do, I will do a arrow function here, and in the arrow function, when we are in a form, we have form or input, we have access to something known as event. Event, I don't know what is what I've just started. I think something in Google started event. Okay, so this dot set state, with all this Alexa and Google running, Google have given me the definition of function. Okay, this dot set state, and like this, and user name is event dot target dot value. So inside a form we have access to the event, and event dot target dot value, what is, whatever we type here, it is that. So this I have done. Okay, so on change, so this I have done. Now if I go here and I type anything, and it will be typed, so I am able to type. So what was this thing, this control thing? So for that I will show you that in a slide. So let it open. So suppose this the state of the email was there, and so this is how control component and the concept of control component is there. So this is state dot email, the value is here. So the moment I type suppose n, so this on change will fire, and this dot change event handler will fire. It will go to event e it will do, and then this e will come here, set state will run, and it will make email equal to e. Suppose I typed e, so it will make it e, because this on change handler was fired, so it make it to e. So when this had gone, this is the state has got changed. As you know that when this or set state run, the state get changed, then it came here, and then it showed the value e, and then I press something again, then so this loops runs like this, and this is how in React it works. So that's why this logic is very much required in React. Okay, so now this is done. Let me have something else now, comma, comment. So same concept, again state variable comment. Okay, so now what I am going to have, now I am going to have a text area actually, div. Let me do one thing, let me copy it, it will be exactly similar. So why to HTML for this will be comment. Okay, this will be different comments, and id will be comment. Okay, I don't need this. So we whoever want to learn form should learn everything. Like form, there are different ways in radio buttons are handled, checkbox are handled, text areas are handled. I will cover some of them, only this text area, and I will cover select also. So now after that, let me text area. I am doing text area id comment value. Again, this dot state dot, actually it is exactly similar. This is state dot comment on change handle user. We have to call some other function. This is comment change. And one more thing important to text area only, so see, it cannot be ending like this. It have to be have an ending tag, so that is required. So it will have like this, but now I have to create this handle comment change, or it will shout at me. Handle user change, so handle comment change like this. Okay, event or targeted value will be same, but this will be comment. Let me save it, and everything is right. I will be able to type here also, and it is working perfectly. So this is how, and everything is same in text area and input type text, only this we have to do it, and it by default it gives some styling in this text area. So the next thing which we are going to learn is the select box. It is a bit different, but again not that much different. That control thing is like that only. So like this, I will have a language react, and then again a div. So I'm using div so that they come in different rows. So div, let me this time copy only this label HTML for, this is HTML for language, HTML for language. Now I will have that multi-select option box. So select, so this is again an HTML select statement. So select, inside select you will have options just like that. Let me use the show you the power of format option into, let me have 3, and then let me press tab. So this is the power of emit. So I react, then I will press tab, react, press tab, it will automatically coming here, react native, react native, tab, flutter, tab, flutter. So this is done. Okay, so this is done, but our code is not complete. Okay, the benefit of taking this as react is that by default react will be selected. Okay, so now as I have told, it is not complete. This logic, value logic, will come here, id equal to language value equal to this dot state dot language, and on change will be equal to this dot handle lang change. Okay, so and I have to make this, and this is exactly similar actually like this. So copy it, paste it, handle lang change, and here just it will be language. Okay, so this is done. So I'm able to do it here, and I have to able to change it here. Okay, so now what, how we submit a form in react, to generally we submit it to a backend, but generally means what I'm going to have after this divs, I'm going to have a button. But one important thing to notice, the button should be inside the form. So button and submit. Okay, and this we just have to write it as a type of submit. No on click here. On click we can have, but the magic is there. If I write type of submit, I have access to this on submit here on, so it become a form submit. So when I click on that, it will have access to all the values here and it will submit it on submit this dot handle submit. So this is again a function handle submit. So nothing like that, some special function. Just you can add any name. So handle submit equal to event arrow function, so that we don't have to use this. And again, one importance is that in React is that event dot prevent default we have to do. Okay, so that by default every form when it's submitted refresh the page, so it doesn't happen. And then CLG, generally we will pass it to a backend API here, gives you access to everything. So name this dot state dot username comma comment is this dot state dot comment language is this dot state dot language. So Nabendu React Native spec element console, clear it, submit it, and it is going correctly. So this completes everything. This completes our forms also. And think yeah, so this complete all the topics which I have taught for today. And tomorrow we will complete our class based logic, and then we'll go to here. So this completes our day. Hope you liked everything means. And so it was a long 2 hour live streaming. So please, as I have always told, please hit the like button if you're not liked the video, and please subscribe to my channel. And if you want the complete series, this is a complete series, this is a 13 days. So past 12 days also you can get from my channel, from a playlist is there. So hope you liked it. Thank you all. See you. I will see you all soon.